Welcome back to the Dorms Podcast, everyone. It's been a while, and I know we say this a lot, but I promise we're getting on a schedule for the three listeners that we have. We're getting on a schedule. I promise. But yeah, welcome back. It's kind of the same thing. We're gonna just kind of go through some news, kind of the thing we want to talk about the most, and we'll play a little game at the end. So you already know the guys. Let's just get into it.
Well, earlier this week, later this week actually. So, sometime early this week, we got news of a possible thing with Back to the Future. Hopefully, it's either a sequel or something along those lines.
It's a musical.
I fucking hope not, but
It's the Back to the Future musical got taken to Broadway.
We were just talking about Black Panther. One week, bro. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be a very, very good movie.
You will be sobbing in the theater.
Most likely
Probably.
will be too.
I don't know if I'll sob, but
I'll shed a tear.
I'll definitely. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
Very much so.
What else is coming out this week?
Nothing that I know of. I know, and this is gonna sound super fucking
the
weird.
Weird
Nobody
Al
watches
movie
these
came out.
movies. Yeah, so did Enola Holmes 2, apparently, but nobody watches.
Yeah,
these
apparently it's
movies.
pretty good.
I liked Enola. I liked the first one, so I might have to check out the second.
But I heard the second one is better than the first one.
That's a
Bro,
very.
I like
but
it.
why is the autocorrect?
What else happened? I feel like some other stuff happened.
Who even knows at this point? dude?
Edward.
We should. 'cause
What
we're-
news you?
I know. I know just a lot of sequels and shiz are starting to get started up. Well, they're in the works to try and get a dodgeball sequel.
Yeah, aren't they
That
just
happens.
waiting for Ben Stiller?
Oh, some big news! Westworld got canceled after
Oh,
4
yeah.
seasons. After 4 seasons, they cut it. Fine.
Weird
Which-
because it was getting a lot of news and stuff towards it, and people were actively watching it still. So I'm kind of it's just kind of random that they stopped making it and decided to cancel it.
Probably
Which-
budget.
I mean, I just don't think it was doing that good.
Well, the first
Yeah.
season was good.
Like the reviews were pretty mid after the first 2 seasons, or even the first 2 seasons, and then it was it's all right. But big change up since Henry Cavill is back as Superman. He's left The Witcher, and Liam Hemsworth is coming in to play The Witcher.
I know, pretty wild.
And he's gonna do shitty.
And apparently
As-
it's because Henry Cavill didn't like that they weren't following the source material, because Henry Cavill was a massive nerd.
He didn't like the writer.
Yeah, because
So
he said
people
he
are
was
petitioning
upset.
to get a new writer instead of. Yeah.
He
They're
said he was
petitioning to get
upset
new writers
because
instead of
what was it,
having
season
Henry Cavill
2?
leave.
I think he said it was season 2
No,
that
see,
he
I
was
can barely
upset
hear you.
about it.
Yeah.
And Scream. We have another Scream movie that got announced this week. Scream 6.
For March.
Oh.
Yeah, March 10th, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
They announced
Also
they were doing a
upcoming that
Gentleman
we're-
spinoff.
Oh
Yeah. I got also The Last of Us show got announced for HBO Max January 15th.
It's gonna come out a couple weeks
thought it was a
after The
movie.
Mandalorian.
Mhm. Well, this news came out Sunday, but the official runtime for the Babylon is 3 hours and 8 minutes, which I'm not upset about.
No, I don't hate long movies. I just hate movies that feel long.
Fair enough.
Understandable.
We
just kinda
got
excited
news
about
about we got news somewhat about the live action Hercules. It's supposed to be inspired by TikTok, so I don't know how I feel about that, but
I've tried to decipher what that meant, and I'm pretty sure it's they want to put in music that'll catch on with the youth, music trends on TikTok.
yeah,
That's my
still
best
gonna,
guess
that's
to
still
make
gonna
it
be weird.
Okay. Hercules is my favorite Disney movie, so they better not screw it up.
They also
they definitely were.
Warner Brothers has stated that they will be focusing on Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and some other properties they own, since they don't have to really focus on DC anymore, since it's his own little studio now. And which is weird because Harry Potter if they get okay with J.K. Rowling, they will make more Harry Potter movies, not more Fantastic Beast movies. Which I don't know how I feel about that because I don't know how that's gonna work. So
Why would they
Harry
make?
Potter is a rich enough world to tell a bunch of stories, but
I wouldn't make movies though. I'd make TV shows for HBO Max.
Dude, I'd watch a TV show about just Hogwarts and the students that go there. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell teases a new look at an Evil Dead movie. It's called Evil Dead Rises, and it's set in an apartment building apparently, instead of like a cabin in the woods.
You guys see?
It's gonna be like wreck.
You guys see the still images of Zac Efron for that new movie he's in?
The Iron Claw.
Dude looks like Lord Farquaad, bro.
He's buff.
He's
Yeah,
buff, but he looks like Lord
hella
Farquaad,
weird.
bro.
Yeah, Kevin Von Erich. I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah.
The Iron Claw. It's apparently like a
Some
WWE, like a huge
some
WWE
Really,
family.
it's a really sad story.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
A piece of news that I found
Miles is-
interesting. Well, it's not really news, but it's just like something that caught my eye. They did an interview with Quentin Tarantino, and he said he just hates Marvel movies because the directors are just hired hands to push out crappy quality stuff. Is basically what he said, and that's why he'll never direct any superhero movie.
Dude, he really wanted to though. Like back in the '90s, he really wanted to make a Luke Cage movie.
But now he says he doesn't want
I bet
to.
even
so-
after the Dark Knight movies,
He technically made a superhero movie.
Django.
No, what?
Django.
What's
I was thinking
superhero
more
movies?
Kill Bill,
so
but
laggy.
seeing Kill Bill, Fox Force 5.
I guess so.
Oh. Not, I guess so. They're definitely
Don't say
superheroes.
Pulp Fiction, Garrett.
It's not a superhero movie.
There's nothing superhero about Pulp Fiction.
The only thing that's superhero about Pulp Fiction is divine intervention.
I know.
All right, today's topic for the podcast is our 5 favorite actors and our favorite movies by them, or with
Yes.
them in it.
Favorite performances by them.
Yes.
Excellent.
So who wants to go first?
I mean, do we want to go like in an order? Sure, I'll go first. Shut up.
Okay.
Let me double check who I all said.
Oh.
I blinked. Okay. Where the hell? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. So my top 5 actors as of right now, not of all time, that I really like, and are John David Washington, Timothy Chalamet, Caleb McLaughlin, Ryan Gosling, and Anya Taylor-Joy. I
Anna?
think Ana de Armas. I'll break that down real quick. So Blonde. Yeah, movie's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Actually, let me break this down. It's not bad in the sense of like it's a bad acting performance or a bad story. It's just it's a story that was intended to be fictional, and when they try and bring it to real life, it adds so much dirt to one person's name. And then Anya looks like her, but she didn't act like her, and her voices didn't match up. So it was just a very uncomfortable watch. So I don't
Yeah.
think that's why I can put her in there. But someone like Anya Taylor-Joy, who like in The Northman, that's my movie for her. She's so good. And it's
Love
not
Anya.
just because she just kind of like she fits it. She looks like she fits the vibe of the movie, but she's just so good at acting. Like the scene where you haven't seen it, but there's a scene where they're on a boat, blah 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 blah, and like she just hears some very unfortunate news. And, like the way she reacts I feel like is the most realistic to how it would actually happen in her life, because she
Mhm.
doesn't over exaggerate it. Like this is something that's like I'm reading on a script, but she's also not underplaying it. Like okay, you know what I mean. So I just feel like she's so her style of acting is so impactful to what she does on the screen, and I also think just the roles she gets are amazing. Because even her in The Last Night in Soho, that's another great performance of hers. But yeah, my favorite performance has got to be The Northman, and then next, I think if we're on this kind of like more like I really like Caleb McLaughlin. Like in this last season of Stranger Things, I think his acting ability really showed. Like in the earlier seasons, he wasn't like the biggest part of the cast, so he had his monologues here and there. But since Max was such a prominent part of the story, his character was automatically going to be a part of that story, and then he just acted to an insane extent. Like he killed it in that last scene. If you haven't seen it by now, I'm going to spoil it anyways. Like that last scene where she's about to die, and he's just breaking down. He's like, "Erica, get an ambulance!" Like he's really in the scene, and I think he is the best young talented actor out there because he was also in Concrete Cowboy, great movie. He just really can bring a lot to the table. He's super creative and like in his way of acting. He plays the role well. He wants to be in this story. He wants to be this character. I think it works very well. And then
him and Sadie carried season 4 of Stranger Things.
Oh, 1000%. But I think just Caleb himself was the best actor of that whole season. Keeping it down the road of my black brethren, John David Washington. Like, I mean, he's, in my opinion, he's still underrated. But I mean, at this point, we've seen him do so much. Like in Black Klansman, probably one of his best acting ever. Like he played that character so perfect. The comedic aspects, the real serious parts. He just really had fun with the role, and you could tell it. But then a movie like Malcolm and Marie, which is just so serious, and there's a lot of meaning and depth behind it. And like I've seen that movie twice now, and both times I've watched it from a different perspective. And his acting ability is so good because the way he can control his emotions on the screen, I think is what sets him above the bar of some people. And like if I was making a movie about a drama and I needed a guy to act really emotional, but sometimes he can allow those other emotions to come through in the action, in the role, in the scene, I'm taking John David Washington for sure. But for him, my favorite acting performance is either Malcolm and Marie. Yeah, I love that movie so much. Definitely that one. And then Timothée Chalamet, I've been talking about this guy for a while now. I love him so much. I watched this movie over the summer called A Rainy Day in New York, and he was in it, and it was amazing. It was a story that I didn't really think I needed to watch, but I watched it and I enjoyed it. Like the movie itself wasn't that good, but his acting performance. Because like if I said I need you to act like someone real, he'll act like a real person. If I wanted to act like this, he'll act like that. Like obviously, look at his acting performance in Dune. Like that's a fictional character, but he made that character so real, and that made that character feel like he was just this kid trying to go through life, but in a different reality than us. And then you go watch a movie like Call Me by Your Name, and you're like, oh, that's a completely different person. But he's
performance.
Exactly. That's just the way he is. He can portray those characters to the point of no return. But my favorite role from Timothée Chalamet, if I'm being honest, The King. The King, he killed that in that movie. The King is a good ass movie. And then last but not least, good old Ryan Gosling, my favorite actor of all time. For those who don't know, even though he's a little older than some of the other people, I still feel like he needs to be talked about daily. Like he's coming out with some of the way he is portrayed on the screen. He doesn't do sequels. He can do emotion. He can interpret anything. He can do whatever you want. You give him anything, he will do it, and he will do it at a high level. That's just who he is. That's
Barbie.
Literally. He was on the Mickey Mouse Club. He was on this other stuff. And then, like, my favorite movie of him, if you Blade Runner 2049 for sure. But there's also, like, The Nice Guys, Crazy Stupid Love, Drive. Oh, there's one, I can't remember the name, but it's like something Trees or something like that. But yeah, he's got the Barbie movie coming out. Like, he needs to be talked about so much more. He's so good.
He's also playing the Wolfman soon.
Yes, he is. That's what it is. The Wolfman, but there's also something else. But yeah, like he's just so talented. And he has fun with it all, that's what it is too. He just has to have fun. So yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy, The Northman, Caleb McLaughlin, Stranger Things, John David Washington, Malcolm and Marie, Timothée Chalamet, The King, and Ryan Gosling, Blade Runner 2049 for sure.
Valid list.
I appreciate that.
Ben?
Me?
Yeah.
Pull out my list. Okay. I'm prepared.
Are you though?
I am. I'm gonna go Lakeith Stanfield. That man never gives a bad performance, and he's always the best part of each thing he's in. Or
How hard do they fall?
that's one of the I have The Harder They Fall, Atlanta, and Judas and the Black Messiah. I love him in Atlanta because he plays an idiot, but also you're like, you know what? He's kind of got a point there. Like the opening of Atlanta season 4, the whole episode, he was just trying to return an air fryer, but he couldn't, so he was being chased by this old lady in a wheelchair for 30 minutes, and it was great. But he's hilarious. He does drama amazingly, and I'm always entertained by him. Oddball pick, Rachel McAdams. I love Rachel McAdams. Mean Girls is a classic. I love Mean Girls. I don't think I've ever told you I love Mean Girls. I think it's
Mean Girls is
hilarious.
dope.
Game Night. Game Night is probably the best comedy to come out of the last 5 years. It's that good. And my last one for her would probably be Southpaw, when she was in there with Jake Gyllenhaal. That great performance. Now getting into the 3 you guys probably knew I would pick. Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac is one of the best actors working today. He he could be terrifying like he is in Ex Machina. He did Moon Knight, where he played perfectly a person with DID and played multiple roles inside of one person. And even in Star Wars, even though the sequels aren't that good, I think the whole fan base agrees that Poe is like very likable.
One of the best characters, yeah.
And it's because of Oscar Isaac and the way he interacts with people. He's very much a reactive actor. He knows how to act with people, but also steal the show. Andrew Garfield. The Social Network. Everybody talks about The Social Network, but not many people talk about how good Andrew Garfield is in that movie. Like, we all know the best scene in that movie is when he goes to confront Mark. And it works because of him. But every single scene that they're in like the boardroom talking about the whole case, perfect. He's very charismatic. I also put down Tick Tick Boom, as that was my favorite movie of last year. I rewatched it last week. Still amazing because of him. The dude learned how to sing just for the movie. He is my favorite Spider-Man. He brought so much emotion to the character that I didn't see Tobey bringing. I think he's perfect Spider-Man. And his best acting performance to me is in Hacksaw Ridge. That is also probably the best war movie I've ever seen. But it is so heartfelt, and you feel happy, sad, and like angry with everything that is happening to him, because he plays such a nice, well-natured person inside of World War II.
Mm-hmm.
But my number one is J.K. Simmons, the man who's in literally everything, and you don't realize it. I was just watching Parks and Rec. He's in it for one episode, and I've watched that show 3 times through and completely forgot that he's in it.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my favorite roles by him is when he voiced Omni-Man in Invincible. I think he was the best villain of that year.
Probably.
He loves playing people with mustaches, and he's very good at it. He's very good at being angry, but he's also good at playing just a wise old man. Ford is a great character, and it's because of JK's voice. His voice is just so iconic. I mean, he's voiced the yellow M&M for like 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
But his best performance, and in my opinion, the best performance of all time, is his role as Terrence Fletcher in Whiplash. The dude is terrifying. He is the most terrifying villain I've ever seen in a movie because he is just a real person. And I would not want a bald J.K. Simmons yelling at me for anything. And that's my list.
Very valid. Very valid.
This isn't in any particular order. This is just a list that I just picked. For first, I got Jonathan Majors. The way he plays He Who Remains, basically, is Kang. But the way he plays him such a calm, but also like a high power dictator type way is super good. I can't wait to see him in Ant-Man and then in Creed 3 when that comes out. A couple examples that I gave for him is Lovecraft Country. If you haven't seen that show, go watch it. It's amazing. And then I also listed The Harder They Fall because that's also a great movie that he is in. Personally, I think he is the best acted in that movie, but that's my own personal opinion. Then I have
Everyone's well acted in that movie.
Yeah. Then I also have Joaquin Phoenix. Obviously Joker. I changed my list, Ben. I'm changing it up on you.
That's a weird actor for you.
But dude, Joker was a great movie.
I was thinking about picking Joaquin Phoenix too much.
Gladiator.
Great movie.
I mean, Gladiator, Her. They're all great performances, and I'm glad he's won Oscars.
Her's great.
I mean, obviously being a comic book fan, Joker, it's not what Joker typically is, but the way it was done, I think it was one of the best performances as Joker, which, to be fair, is not very hard, but it's very hard to beat now. You know? Next, I have Josh Brolin. Obviously, The Goonies, you know?
The Goonies.
Yeah, The Goonies, man.
I love The Goonies.
It's probably my favorite movie of the 80s, just because when I was a kid, I would always want to go on adventures and stuff like that, and that movie was like a gateway into wanting to do that stuff, and so I thank that movie. And I think another great performance for him is in Infinity War, not Endgame. I think Infinity War is infinitely better, his acting performance at least, because it shows that this toughened character in the comics can be humanized and be shown as having emotion instead of just like a dictator all over. And the way he portrays that character is
the
just
best
very great.
performance in that.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
Because it's his movie, and he owns it.
This is also going to be weird. The next two picks are also pretty weird picks. I got Robert Pattinson. Hear me out. I think his performance in The Lighthouse was like one of my favorite of his, but obviously
Should have been nominated.
Oh yeah, 1000%. But obviously I know him before that. I know him from Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter movie, and he's not the best actor in that movie, but he gives the best performance of one of the kid actors. And I wouldn't pick anybody else to play Cedric. He played Cedric very well, and it was just an overall great movie. Another pick I have for him is The Batman and Tenet.
Yes.
I know he's not the main character of Tenet, but in some points, his character is so great that I think it outshines a lot of the other actors, and it's just overall great because of him. And my last
It's
one...
funny you bring up Tenet. Do you think he has a better actor than John David Washington in that movie?
No, I don't think he's a better actor, but I think at points he brings an acting chop than most of the other actors in that movie.
Second best in that movie.
And hear me out. I got my last one is Maya Goth. She was in X and in Pearl this year, and a couple years back she was in Emma. I think X is probably one of my favorite movies to come out this year, if not one of my favorites. It's literally on my wall. It's a poster on my wall because I just love that movie so much. And I heard Pearl is probably even better than that, so I can't wait to go watch that. But I've heard she is so good in that movie. And Emma, when I watched that with my mom, her and Anya Taylor-Joy in that movie, are pretty great. Now we're just waiting for Matthew to come back because I'm done with my list.
So, what actors you had? You had Josh Brolin, Maya Goff,
Robert Pattinson,
Robert Pattinson, Joaquin Phoenix,
and Jonathan Majors.
and Jonathan Majors.
This isn't in any order. This is just my 5 right now. Will Smith, Natalie Portman, Ben Stiller, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Hugh Jackman.
Ben Stiller.
Dude, that's the outlier of all of them.
You'll understand in a minute, Ben.
Okay.
For Will Smith, I have 3 movies that I love him in: Men in Black,
Valid.
King Richard,
Valid.
and then iRobot.
What about The Pursuit of Happiness?
Haven't seen it.
What about his performance in that movie? His performance is
What about
great.
Fish Tales?
Shark
Haven't-
Tales?
Yeah.
What about
That's
his
like
performance at the
Fishtail.
Oscars?
Okay, for Natalie Portman, my favorite Star Wars movie, Revenge of the Sith, Thor: Love and Thunder, and then Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium.
You're kidding me.
At least, okay, to be fair, at least he didn't
Why
say
is
Black
every
Swan.
single list so cursed?
At least he didn't say Black Swan.
Mr. Megorium's Wonder and
No one has talked about that movie in
Such
17
a
years.
goated movie, though.
I mean, he's not wrong, but still.
It's
Mr.
so good.
Megorium.
Keep going.
Okay, Ben Stiller, Dodgeball,
Okay.
Night at the Museum,
Okay.
and Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Okay.
Told you.
I'll let it slide.
Why is that, Ben?
I like Night at the Museum.
Okay, Jake Gyllenhaal, I have The Guilty, Prisoners,
Valid.
and Nightcrawler.
Valid.
All 3 movies I've watched in the last year and loved all of them. And then for Hugh Jackman, Logan, one of the best superhero movies ever.
Yes.
Prisoners,
Yes.
and then The Prestige,
Yes.
Goated picks.
which 2 of those I've all, well, yeah, The Prisoners and then The Prestige watched it last year as well.
Damn, we've watched a lot of movies in the last
Oh.
year.
Very good movies.
That was crazy to me. None of us picked Bale or DiCaprio.
I know.
Because they're not doing anything
Those are
crazy.
obvious.
right?
Did no-
choices.
and also nobody picked like Matthew McConaughey or anybody like that either, which is interesting.
Because they aren't acting like
What's
that right now.
Yeah, like what's McConaughey been in lately?
Fuck if I know. I'm
Hey.
just saying.
I don't know. I'm excited for Bale's The Pale Blue Eye.
Yeah. The last thing McConaughey was in was Sing 2 in 2021.
Damn. Times
Love
must be
Sing 2.
rough.
Sing 2 almost made me cry.
Was a good movie, Ben.
Underappreciated. Is there any in depth you want to go, Matthew?
Like, what do you mean? In depth?
Yeah.
For that, all, like those, all the movies I listed are great movies.
True.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I have meant like a 7 or up.
Besides Star Wars.
Not bad at all.
I respect it. Ben Stiller's still wild to me.
Yeah, that's wild. I feel like we all have.
Yeah.
Dodgeball.
Matthew and I are picked oddball people. I feel like your guys are like actually what you guys like.
Yeah, like- What was your oddball, Ben? I can't even think of her name.
It was Rachel McAdams.
Oh yeah.
That's not an oddball.
But is that really?
pick.
But is that really an oddball? He talks about her. Quite
it's the
often.
weirdest one out of all of them.
I'm surprised you didn't say a rival for her. Or did you? I don't know. I
That's,
got
isn't
cut
that
out.
Amy Adams?
That's not her.
That's Amy
That's
Adams.
Amy
That's
Adams.
Amy Adams. I'm talking about Rachel
Oh.
McAdams. Mean Girls.
You know Rachel McAdams. She's so bad.
She was in
True.
About Time. That's a good movie.
Oh yeah.
Sherlock Holmes.
The
God,
Notebook.
Rachel McAdams is so bad. Yeah, that's her. She's the Notebook.
Oh yeah.
She's also in Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Duh.
You should have said.
that
movie's-
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
This is gonna be so much easier
All right.
when we live in the same house.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to move into the game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I was
Okay.
just so worried about Discord closing on me.
All right, we're gonna do a draft.
Yeah.
Here are the rules. We're gonna go 5 rounds, a different genre for each round. We have drama, comedy, action, sci-fi, and horror. And any movie that is picked cannot be picked again by someone else.
Yeah.
The order we are going is Garrett, Miles, me, then Matthew. I screwed myself up with Miles because
I'm gonna go A Marriage Story. Is that technically a drama?
That's 100% a
valid.
drama.
Okay, I'm gonna go A Marriage Story. There's another one, but I'll pick it for a different category if it's still available. Safe option.
All right, Miles.
1917. It is a
That's
war.
not a.
It's a war
That's a
drama.
war.
It's a war
It's-
drama. I looked it up. I looked it up on the internet.
I feel like war is. I know, but I feel
No,
like
but
war
the basis is war, but the undertone is a drama if you watch the movie.
So is Iron Man a superhero movie than a drama? No,
No, that's just a superhero movie. See, I own it.
that's a superhero.
I would know.
I think it's a war movie more. I think there's been so many war movies. It's got to be categorized as a war movie. Because Forrest Gump is a war movie technically, but it's more.
Yeah.
It's more drama. It's good, bro. You can come in. But you know what I mean? I just don't think that counts as a drama.
I would say otherwise, just because yes, most movies that we're going to pick are going to be multi-genred, but war is not the category. The category was drama, and it falls under the category of a drama.
Yeah.
I would let it slide. Matthew, what's your vote?
Wait,
You're
didn't it go to
next,
you?
Ben, not me.
I know. Garrett says no. I
Oh,
say yes.
yeah, it
Matthew,
works.
what's your vote? Okay.
Yeah, it works.
All right, for drama, I'm going Whiplash.
Fair enough.
Okay.
What's your reasoning?
There is no reason.
I think we all everyone
Showed it. Best performance
Yeah.
of all time.
Understandable. I'm gonna go where the crawdads sing.
You're fucking kidding.
No, you're. No, I'll allow it because you're gonna lose.
Are you fucking serious, bro?
Oh, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
No, please. On to the next one. You're fucking kidding. Okay, what's next?
God damn.
All right.
Comedy.
Comedy.
Next.
Comedy?
That's rough.
Nah, I think we're gonna go comedy. I'm gonna go Step Brothers.
I almost went for Step Brothers. I'll be honest. Valid.
I think it's very classic. Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly. Can't go too wrong with that.
You can't go wrong with it.
Can't. Bro, we're the crawdads. See, you're kidding. Wait, can what are the categories again?
Just go to
Drama.
group chat.
Drama, comedy, action, sci-fi,
Action.
horror.
Okay.
Okay, Miles. Comedy.
For me, it's in later drama, like an earlier drama, but I'm gonna say The Mask.
Okay.
You're gonna lose.
Shut up, bitch.
A Mask is dope, but okay.
Bold. Bold, Miles. Bold. I'm going Hunt for the Wilder People.
Okay.
Good pick. Mine is gonna be Happy Gilmore.
That one's respectable.
Fair enough.
There's some
Like
other ones.
crawdads.
Where the happy go.
All right. Action. This is a great one. There's a lot of action,
Yes.
but
Now it's just
action.
like which ones I like.
I'm gonna go. Ooh, action. It's a good one. I'm gonna go Mission Impossible Fallout.
Good.
A little bit of Tom Cruise, Henry Cavill. Spies will be spies. It was either gonna be that or another. Or oh, can I switch?
One switch.
Once.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go James Bond Skyfall 007. I switch it to the Skyfall.
Okay.
Skyfall is so good. So good.
Miles.
Okay, so this is hard because this is another one that's like multi-genred, and the genre that is also is not a part of the categories. But I picked Baby Driver.
For action?
Yeah,
I guess.
Like an action
Yeah,
thriller.
it's an action crime movie. That's why I'm like, I don't know about. I know. That's why I was kind of confused. I'm like, do I pick this one? But it's a really good Edgar Wright movie, so
Did you finally watch Baby Driver?
yeah.
Sweet. I'm going
Ben,
John
you're up.
Wick 3.
Damn.
Pretty damn good pick.
Okay.
The best John Wick movie. Until the next one.
Okay. For mine, my action movie, I picked Avatar from 2009.
Interesting.
All right.
Um,
Garrett. Sci-fi.
sci-fi. I'm gonna go Blade Runner 2049.
I knew you would.
Or my second choice was Ex Machina.
Also valid.
But yes, Blade Runner. So good. Very underrated. Should not have done that bad at the box office.
All right. Miles.
Dude, this is hard. Sci-fi.
As long as you don't take Ben's answer, bro.
But as long as he doesn't take my answer.
Uh,
Well, we already know Matthew's answer too. You can say literally anything, bro.
Biodome.
No.
as much as I thought this movie was it felt long, I can't disagree that it is probably one of the best movies to come out last year. I'm gonna pick Dune.
I knew it.
All right.
I just couldn't. I'm not gonna pick Star Wars because that's I feel like
I'm happy.
Back to the
Back to the Future.
Revenge of the Sith.
No, actually.
There were only 2 movies on this list that I had a backup for, and it was sci-fi and horror because of Miles.
Actually, my favorite sci-fi movie will have to be Tenet.
That is cap.
Can't even say it right.
Tenet.
It's Tenet.
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 You're adding an extra in, dummy.
I remember he's not
Tenet?
wrong.
And then for horror, oh, it's a good one. I've been on a horror kick recently, so
Okay.
I'm gonna go The Shining.
Damn. Great pick.
Classic. Kind of safe, but classic.
Or Halloween 1978. Even though I think that,
No.
that movie, I watched the rest of it. I watched the rest of it. It's not that bad.
Miles?
There's so many good horror movies because I grew up watching them, and so I had to like scroll through my category. You got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you got Nightmare on Elm Street, you got Halloween. I feel like I should pick this answer just because it's a great answer. I'm gonna pick Scream.
Bitch.
Wait, which one?
The first one.
Okay.
1996.
Oh, why did I put you in front of me?
Because you're a dumbass.
Yeah, Ben. Why did you do that?
But it's probably it changed the horror genre
best.
onto its head.
It's my favorite.
It's such a good movie. I rewatched it recently and it's so good.
All right, I'm gonna go Get Out.
Okay, I thought you were gonna steal my pick, and I was about to be.
No, that's a psychological thriller, you dumb
No,
shit.
it's not. That's a horror movie.
No, it is not.
Yes,
It's
it
not a
is.
horror movie. No. People are not getting chopped up like in Halloween Kills.
They literally
Why?
get chopped up in that movie.
Okay.
It's all
Maybe they do.
according to IMDb and Google, it is a horror thriller. So
Psychological thriller, bro.
So it's The
Wait,
Shining.
what
Fine.
movie?
Oh.
What movie did you say?
All right, touche.
Get Out. I think it's the
Okay, I
best
was
horror
like-
movie of this century so far. All right, Matthew. What's your bold last pick?
Oddball pick
Odd. This is your oddball.
this year. Hulu exclusive. Fresh.
Matthew's list is in last.
Dude, I've watched it twice now, and it was even better the second time. The whole dance sequence between Sebastian Stan and Daisy Edgar Jones. Bro, I can't even remember what they do, but it's a good movie.
Like how that was your oddball. Not Where the Crawdads Sing.
It's a good movie. They are both good.
But he has
Oh my-
consistency.
Daisy Edgar Jones is a good actress.
I agree.
Yeah, but fucking Where the Crawdads
She's
Sing and
good for-
Fresh.
She's good for what she does.
Okay. So here's the draft. Garrett picked Marriage Story for drama, Step Brothers, comedy, Skyfall, action, 2049, sci-fi, and The Shining. Miles went 1917, The Mask, Baby Driver, Dune, and Scream. I think it's a respectable list. Still hate you. But I went Whiplash, Hunt for the Wilder People, John Wick 3, Back to the Future, and Get Out. And then Matthew with the boldest list of all time, Where the Crawdads Sing, Happy Gilmore, Avatar, Tenet, and Fresh.
Yeah, that's a
Why?
That's a
Surprised
bold
you didn't
ass
go Happy
list.
Gilmore, Garrett.
No. Happy Gilmore wasn't even in my top 50 comedy. And I love that. I kind of love it. I kind of love it.
Switched up in a year.
You love him.
I
Right
kind
now
of
he's weird. Right now it's a little weird.
Who, Garrett or Adam Sandler?
Both.
Yes.
Yes.
It is kind of weird for me as well. I'm going through a very lazy point in life.
Woo!
That's
Well,
let the audience decide who wins.
to the viewers watching,
To the three of you.
we are so sorry. This was a sham tonight. But we promise we're gonna have a nice schedule. We're gonna be you're lying. We're gonna be back on track better than ever. Promise. That's an actual promise that I would keep this time.
That's
But
my
until
job.
then, yes, that is Ben's job. Keep him accountable. But until then, I hope you'll enjoy it again. Again, go follow all the
Thank you
socials.
for listening or watching.
Have a good night.